You know, one of the biggest myths in motorcycling is that older riders aren't safe anymore. Honestly, in many cases, the opposite is true. Older riders are often more experienced, smoother, less impulsive, and far better at reading the road than younger drivers or riders. But after years of professionally riding, instructing, touring and general riding for fun, and working with riders from all backgrounds, I noticed something. There is something that many older riders start to lose, and the most dangerous part, most people don't realise it's happening. And no, it's not bravery, it's not reactions, it's not passion, it's something far more subtle, and it affects your safety every single time that you ride. Welcome back to Let's Ride Bikes. Carl here, and before anybody jumps on the comments and said this is another age bashing video, far from it. I'm aiming this video at experienced riders, the older rider, because I'm one of them. Now, despite my youthful looks, I am 60 years old now. And actually, I do think that mature riders have got a bit of an advantage on the road. But understanding this one change and adapting to it can genuinely make you a safer rider for even more years to come. And as we go through this, I'd genuinely like to hear your thoughts about what I'm going to talk about and if it's affected you. Because I think a lot of riders do notice this in themselves and with mates who they've ridden with for quite some time, but no one rarely mentions it. First of all, let's give respect to the older rider, the experienced rider, and give them the respect that they deserve. Because older riders generally develop better restraint, better judgment, smoother control, better anticipation, less ego, and less need to try to prove themselves. And honestly, those things save lives. A 22-year-old rider might have lightning reflexes, but an experienced older rider often avoids the problems because they saw them developing 5 seconds earlier. That's advanced riding. That's roadcraft. That's experience. And in many cases, the older rider are generally safer because of that mindset. But there is one thing that does start to change. What older riders often lose or start to lose is their processing speed. Not their intelligence, not the riding ability, processing speed. And what do I mean by processing speed? It's the ability to absorb multiple pieces of information, prioritize them, and react smoothly to them when you're under pressure. And this matters massively on a motorcycle because modern day environments are generally very busy. They're mentally busy. You've got traffic density, junctions, sat-navs, all your modern dashboard gadgets and gizmos. You've got fast-moving hazards, filtering, poor road surfaces, distracted drivers, electronic vehicles or electric vehicles operating silently, and constant visual overload. And what I've noticed over the years is that many riders compensate for all this without even thinking about it. You'll hear things like, I don't enjoy riding at night anymore. Heavy traffic tires me out now. City riding doesn't do it for me. I'm not bothered about doing long distances anymore. I don't filter or overtake as much these days. That's not weakness, that's mental overload. Interestingly, it doesn't normally show up on just normal riding. It shows up when things become unexpected, complex, rushed, or overloaded. Things like busy roundabout, changing traffic lights, fast overtakes, someone pulling out unexpectedly, multiple hazards at once, heavy rain, feeling tired, riding in unfamiliar places. That's where processing speed matters the most. And here's the important bit. Many riders, many older riders, compensate brilliantly without even realising it. They leave bigger gaps. They ride a little bit slower. They position earlier. They avoid rushing and they plan further ahead. And ironically, these compensations actually make them better riders overall. The danger comes when experience convinces a rider that they're still 20 years old. Well, I've got news for you. None of us are. The smartest riders are the ones who adapt. Professional riders adapt. Police riders adapt. Advanced riders adapt. That's not weakness. That's maturity. And I'll be honest, there's roads I'll ride along now where 20 years ago I would have attacked them like you wouldn't believe. And now I treat them with a lot more respect. I ride now as though I've not got that bubble around me. I think what it is, you actually realise that you are mortal. And when you've been to as many fatal motorcycle accidents as I have in my time, then that does catch up with you at some point. And it's not because I've become nervous. I guess it's that I understand the risk better. And because at the end of the day, smooth, planned riding is actually faster and safer in a real world anyway. So what can older riders do? Well, honestly, there's quite a lot. You can keep training. You can ride regularly. You can have regular training sessions or refresher lessons. You can challenge yourself mentally. Avoid complacency. Stay physically fit. That's a big one. Work on flexibility and get your eyesight checked. And if you need to wear glasses or contacts, wear them. Keep scanning properly. Avoid information overload and take more breaks on longer rides. And perhaps more importantly, never stop learning. The riders who become dangerous are usually not the older riders who are willing to adapt. It's the riders who stop self-assessing altogether. Personally, I think experienced riders have got good presence on the road. They've got enormous advantages on the road. They've got good judgment, they can remain calm, they can read the road, and they show restraint. And those are incredible, valuable skills. But I also think that being honest about the changes that happens to us physically, that comes with age, makes us safer riders. Not weaker riders, but smarter riders. So, I'm genuinely interested in your thoughts on this. Have you noticed changes in your riding over the years? Do you avoid certain situations more now than you used to do? Or do you completely disagree with me? Let's have a respectful discussion in the comments below. And before we finish, a little bit of a plug. A lot of you have been asking if there's any more ways to get involved with Let's Ride Biking, with the channel and with the riding community. The riding community, that is, that we're building around Let's Ride Bikes. So we've now got a Facebook page and we've also set up a Patreon channel. And before you click away, Patreon channel is called the Let's Ride Bikes Insider Club. And in this club, we'll be doing live Q&A sessions, rider discussions. There's going to be PDF downloads, route downloads, riding guides, exclusive riding and touring content, and even some one-to-one mentoring opportunities. Now you can become a free member. All you got to do is pop along, and I'll put a link below. Just sign up. It's not going to cost you anything, and there is some free content on there. If you want to join one of the paid tier options, where you get a little bit more, or a bit more bang for your buck if you like, then there is a limited time offer on there where you will get 7 days free, and then you've got the option to decide whether to continue with it or not. So it's worth going over and having a look. It is in the early stages, so as time goes on, there'll be a lot more stuff put on there. And any videos what we do release on YouTube, you'll get to see them first on there as well as the Patreon only videos. So if that sounds interesting to you, pop over and have a look. I'd love to see you there. Well, that's it for this episode. Ride safe, look after each other, and I'll see you in the next one.